again. Try again. Is there any audio from the game? Okay, I'm getting my audio. Oh no, who else is in here? Oh, one of them's me. And one's AJ, and I don't know who the third one is. So I'll fix that. Let's make this properties. Nope. Advanced audio properties. Nope. Still just on the right. Okay. Yeah, I just put it down to mono, but it looks like it's. Oh, that's why. Okay, hang on. That. Okay, that one is right now. The only thing is I can't figure out. Let me mute myself. Monitor off. Mute that. Okay. So the only problem is I can't figure out how to get the game audio in here. Yeah, that fixed it. I know that's on a delay, so you just sent that. I can't figure out how to get the game audio because right now this screen, like what we're seeing, is straight up just it's OBS or it's Game Capture HD, but like if I don't know if I can resize it to show, but it's literally just a resized window of Game Capture HD. But you know, bigger or whatever. So that's pretty cheesy, but you know, it works theoretically. And the game audio is coming through there, but there doesn't seem to be a way to get it into OBS that I can find. I mean, I'm sure there is. And I was thinking ideally I could get like, I don't know if it, in the same way that I can capture the window from also, let me do. Oh man, okay. In the same way that I can do window capture, I was hoping maybe it could do, you know, the same thing for audio capture from another program, but it doesn't seem like it wants to do that. So maybe it can't do that. Oh, I show you. Okay. I show you. Back download. Let's do that real quick. Hopefully it doesn't make me restart. Or loopback. I'm going to use loopback then. That one sounds better. And then I assume there's probably a way jerry rigging stuff to where I could still like monitor just the music and not myself. Oh, but it's $100, so maybe I won't do that. I'll try. I show you. I mean, another option is I've got more inputs on my uh, audio interface, but the only thing that sucks with that is for some reason coming out the audio jack when it's docked gives like a buzz from the switch, which is like not ideal or anything. And I can't remember. Is there no? I wish the HD60 or Elgato stuff or whatever had like audio out to do something fancy with. But okay, I show you Mac work. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Is it still sending? I don't know. Let's find out. It was okay. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do for now. I am going to table this until I get I show you figured out a different time. And I'm going to be a little bit productive by, okay, quit that, change to this. Just in this section and there. Okay, OBS is still going. And okay, I think I'm still live. And now it's just going to be just chatting for a short amount of time. You know what I mean? Gonna edit that title. Okay, I'm going to just do this and tweet it out in case anybody just wants to say hi. Is what we're going to do for now. So AJ, thank you for your assistance thus far. Yeah, I was going to do the I show you thing, but I words. If yeah, my internet was just going super slow while OBS and Game Capture HD were going, and while it was recording my screen and stuff like that. So maybe it wasn't the internet; it was just the computer probably. But all that to say, it wasn't going to download and install thing right now. So I'll do that afterwards. But then at that point, I mean, if that works, then seems like, I mean, at least a kind of janky setup is possible. I'll still need to troubleshoot things like, latency and delay of different things, but we'll see. All right, let's see if anybody. So I just dropped the link, and we'll see if anybody wants to stop by. You know, I'm gonna fix the webcam. If I were to play something, yeah, that'd be fine. Hello, anybody. If you're in here, it doesn't look like anyone is, so we'll just see. Can I hide preview for that? I'll put something on Discord maybe. Also, we could probably put this on public for now. It's better not lose any subscribers. That'd be sad. Somebody joined the stream. Neat. Gonna post something in Discord. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Ooh. Hey, Noir Lucario, how's it going? Yeah, hello, AJ. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just make it the full screen, even though it's cutting off. The aspect ratio is off, so that's. Can I just change the aspect ratio of the scene? I don't know. you know, that's how that goes. But let me just do this. There we go. It's a little janky, but it'll work. Let me grab the link for this again. Dropping something in Discord. Got a hair in my mouth. Got it. I got it. So don't anybody worry. Sorry that I'm still working on stuff. I don't know. I'll send it. We'll see what happens. Cool. How's everyone doing? Also, who is everyone right now? I don't even know. I've got my guitar because... Oh, is the audio not synced? I can... Here, let me try... Let's try this. You got to change the OBS settings before streaming. Yeah. Thank you, Trevor. Okay, so I just changed, well, I changed the delay. So let's see if that's any better. I can also try to listen back. Hello, Duncan. Also, hi, Trevor. I didn't actually say hi. I just heard what you said and tried to fix it, but we'll see. So the backstory for this is I am trying to figure out streaming. Not that I'm going to do it like super regularly or anything, but, you know, ideally to be able to do it would be nice. And I have been up here for about 2.5 hours trying to figure it out and have been minorly successful. So I've gotten to the point where the game and myself will show up on screen and you can hear my audio, but you can't hear the game audio. Hey, big man, what's up? So yeah, you can hear those things, but you can't hear the game audio. So that's something I need to fix that afterwards because my computer was going super slow or whatever. I just saw your comment, Sec Casey. I'm guessing that means I'm still off sync. Hello, Shepard. Okay. I don't know how much to sync it by. Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, I'll just try a little bit. Let me just try this. See if that works. All right. I don't know. I just changed it. It's at 150 milliseconds right now of desync. So if 150 sounds good, then cool. Maybe it's too much, but we'll see. So if that said, if you want to comment on the desync in the comments, then let me know that specifically like 150 is still bad in case, you know, because there's a delay between what you write and when I actually read it. Actually, that's not true. There's just a delay between when I say it back to you, I think, and when you get to read it. So there's a delay, needless to say. Okay, I had it at 300 earlier, but that seemed to be too much. But maybe it wasn't enough. I don't know. That's true. I never specifically checked. Thank you, Trevor. 150 still bad. Well, what's everybody up to today? I've been playing. The thing I was going to stream, if it was going to work out, was Breath of Fire 2, which I played it on the Game Boy Advance back in a long time ago. I don't think I still have it anymore, to be perfectly honest. Also, by the way, now it's at 300. So let me know if 300 is still bad, or if I overcorrected in, you know, the opposite direction. I don't know. That's possible, I suppose. I also could change it to... Oh, you can't change that anymore. The latency in the stream. Oh well. But yeah, in any case, I'm playing Breath of Fire 2, and it's pretty good, you know. Again, it's not the first time I played it, but the last time I played it, I was like 10, so I don't remember a whole lot of things. Alec, hey, Alec, what's up? Was just listening to this week's DTY. Well, here we are. We did it. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad that you were listening to it. And Duncan said, looking forward to seeing some Parker gameplay when this is resolved in 2077. I mean, it's going to be a cyberpunk world at that point, so I don't know. Probably be Robot Parker, but he'll probably have less greasy hair, to be honest, is probably a thing. We don't leave the house, so I don't wash my hair as often as I should. So look forward to Robot Parker, because, I mean, you guys will all be robots, too. It's no big deal. Set KC, Night Shift with a little more Hades. Oh, yeah, which one's Night Shift again? Is that the taxi one? Night Shift. Just looking that up is not helping anybody. Night Shift game. Definitely I'm looking up the wrong one. Unless, I mean, maybe this is the right one, but it's indie horror game, something. Okay. Duncan said, are you delaying your mic or your webcam? I think I'm delaying my mic, but I could delay my webcam, I guess. That's a thing. We're hearing your audio before the webcam catches up to it. Okay. So I need to delay the audio more, is what I'm hearing. I'm going to try 500 and see if... Okay, thank you, Trevor. 300 is still off as well. I just changed it to 500 now. So, oh, you're doing your Night Shift. You're not playing a game called Night Shift. I looked up Night Shift game, and it wasn't coming up with the things I was expecting. I don't know what game I am thinking of, though. There's some game I'm thinking of. But yeah, it's on 500 milliseconds now of delay, so let me know if this is any better. I probably need to, like, I don't know, actually test it specifically or something. But Noir Lucaria says, I've been playing Xenoblade 2. Oh, it's closer. Okay, cool. I'll go a little bit more then. Nice. Let's do 600. See where we get. I mean, so I started giving guitar lessons just to one person recently. And, oh, wait, maybe I can actually, hang on. Guys, I'm so dumb. I've got an idea. Check. Nope. Okay, let me see if... Okay, it's off for a second, but here's this. Check. No. Okay. Never mind. Ignore that. We're going to do monitor off. Oh, well, whatever. Now it's a 700. We'll see where we're at. It was a 600 for a little bit there. And then I put it back to 0, and then I just muted it altogether for half a second. So, but yeah, Noir Lucaria said, I've been playing Xenoblade 2 since I got it on sale recently after playing Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition. I'm curious, what is your preference between the two? I mean, you might already know mine from, I probably said it at some point on Directly to You or something like that. But thanks, Big Suck. I also like the nose ring. My wife convinced me to get it when she has a nose ring, and she was like, you should get a nose ring for like a while, and I kept saying no, and then at some point I just gave up. But I'm pretty happy with it at this point. So I forget that I have it. It's like I've got 2 tattoos as well. No, 3 tattoos. And so like I've got a little heart here, and this here is like blank sheet music, essentially, which the idea for that was that I was going to write all my songs on my arm. And then that's like how I'd write songs down, you know? But in reality, it was that I used it like 3 times, and then I got an iPhone. And iPhones have a little app called Voice Memos, which is much more helpful than... I'm not great at like reading sheet music or writing sheet music anyway. I mostly play stuff by ear or I don't know. I'm better at reading like MIDI stuff or WAV files or something than, I mean, not, you can't read WAV files in terms of things, but thanks. But yeah, so I'm curious on your thoughts on Xenoblade 2 versus 1, because I do feel like they're pretty different in some regards, and also, I mean, I won't say anything story-wise, but like, I feel like it would make more sense having played Xenoblade 1 than Xenoblade 2 than the other way around, but I could be wrong about that. When I played Xenoblade 2, yeah, there were some story things that didn't necessarily make sense, but I think kind of make a little more sense probably in the other way around. So hopefully that goes well for you. But honestly, yeah, the only thing that I would very much have liked to change about Xenoblade 2 was I was fine with it being anime. I like anime fine, but it was, as we say, gratuitous in certain regards. Pretty like girls were all boobylicious to like a too much extent, and I was like, all right, you gotta chill out with that. So that was the only thing, was like, if there's a scene in a game that I'm playing that I'd feel awkward if somebody walked in the room, then I'm like, that's ideally that could be changed, but it is what it is. At the same time, I think there's plenty of people that are happy with it. So okay, some questions. Thanks, Duncan. I also enjoy the tattoos. Yeah, and so the third one that I have is I've got a little Trinity right here. This is the one I forget about all the time. Like, I know that it's there, but I don't remember that it's there. You know what I mean? Big suck. Sick idea with music sheet tat. Thanks. Again, it's a great idea in concept, and if I were better at writing stuff down, then cool. But now it's just more of a fun idea. Yeah, exactly. Than actually a practical thing. Yeah, I don't know. The funny thing about it too is like this. It doesn't matter, but somebody early on, like one of the first couple people that looked at it was like, that treble clef isn't around the G, it's around the B, so that's a B clef. Is that intentional? All that to mean that this treble clef thing right there is supposed to be circling this second line there, the G, but you technically can move a clef around and it means different things, and like that means that the tonal center is somewhere else. And I was like, no, I just put it there because it's in the middle that way. Like, I was aware that that was a thing, but I didn't think anyone was going to call me on it. But yeah, there's that. Too much fan service, Alex said about Xenoblade probably. Yeah. So there's that. Okay, some questions. Alex said, do you only play acoustic or do you play some electric as well? I play a lot less electric now than I used to. Back in high school especially, like I played probably more electric than I did acoustic. Oh, bye Duncan. Have a good time watching WandaVision. I won't spoil anything, but have fun watching WandaVision, if you know what I mean. Whatever. But yeah, I played a lot more electric back in high school, and I like, because I spent a lot of my time doing band stuff and like writing and recording more metal things and rock and all that. I still did play acoustic, but nowadays I think, just especially since I wasn't in a band where I was doing that throughout college and all that, I just don't play electric quite as much anymore. But that said, I've got, I'll show my limited collection of electric guitars. This guy is my Parker guitar, which is the brand, not just that I named it after myself or anything. So it's a Parker guitar. And the reason I got this one specifically was, my name. That's a part of it for sure. But also it has a piezo acoustic pickup, which basically means that you can turn on a switch that makes it sound like it's acoustic, quote unquote, and it doesn't sound that great, but it sounds fine. And I was listening to a lot of like, I don't know, Creed, Opeth, and some other things that switched between acoustic and electric a lot back in the day, and I thought I was going to be using that feature all the time, and not realizing actually that there were just like clean pedals or distortion pedals that you could turn on and off in the middle of a song. So that's just a feature I have not used very much, But so that's that one, and then I've got just Squire Strat. That's actually my wife's, and an Epiphone Junior that has super heavy gauge strings on it to be down tuned, but it sounds like garbage with them. Maybe there's old strings, but I need to figure that out. Big Suck asked, "Is there a Switch port that you regret buying?" Let's take a gander. Turn it on. I don't think so, really. I mean, maybe, but let's see. Okay, I'm just going. I like to go by last time played because it shows which ones I just like haven't touched at all, and so there's some that kind of fit in that category only because I actually one specifically. I've never played Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, but I wanted to, and it was on sale, so I bought it. But I still haven't played it, so I don't know if I regret that one at all. You know what I mean? But I have it, and one of these days I'm going to play it, and then I'll be able to say whether I regret it or not. But then other ones, yeah, I mean, there's games, a lot of games I also got for Christmas or, you know, those kinds of things. So I definitely can't say I regret those because they're just Christmas gifts, and I didn't, you know, pay out of pocket for them. So like Dark Souls is one that I'm really glad that I played, but I also got it for Christmas, but I didn't finish it, but I'm glad that I played it. So there's some like that, and Skyrim's kind of the same way where it's like, I'm glad I had the experience of it, but it's playing it in, you know, 2018 or 2019 or whatever it was is definitely a different experience than playing it in 2011 when it came out and was, you know, the masterpiece that it was. And the thing that like made me realize in retrospect what was, you know, great and amazing or awesome about it or something. Somebody pointed out how cool it was that you could walk down the same path multiple times and have different NPCs walking past you. And that was like, showed the epitome of like, oh, it's a living, breathing world that's doing things. And at this point, you know, when I was playing it in 2018, I had just played Breath of the Wild. So I took that very much for granted. And so it didn't feel new to have those things, but I can see how at the time it would have. So, you know, it's just hard to, you said, I think I put like 3 hours into Dragon's Dogma. I know nothing. I have very little about it, but I've heard people say good things. So maybe that's going to be another one. Honestly, pretty sure that's also a 2011 game, just like Dark Souls and Skyrim. So 2011 games maybe are not going to be the ones for me, but we'll see. Opeth is based 100%. Man, they are just really good. Like I remember listened to Ghost Reveries like all the time in like 8th grade on into like some of high school. And then at some point, I think just when their next album came out, I just didn't really get super into it, even though it's pretty similar sonically, tonally and stuff. But then, yeah, in college at some point, I came back and listened to Ghost Reveries again and realized like just how amazing it is. And then afterwards, you know, have continued listening to more stuff. So there's definitely some albums that I'm not a huge fan of. Like I didn't love Sorceress, which is the second most recent one, I think. But their most recent one that I don't remember the name of and I don't know how to pronounce it, I think even, or maybe I do. I feel like it's Latin words or something. Let me look it up. If anybody hasn't listened to Opeth, which is probably most of you except for me and Big Suck. Hello, Wolf Den. How's it going, Bob? Probably Bob, I assume. Yeah, obviously Bob, because Will's not for the channel anymore. I'm real smart. YouTube Live. Yes. But yeah, Opeth. There you go. That stuff. Okay, yeah. The newest album, Incauda Venenum. No wonder I did not remember what it was called. But yeah, wasn't a huge fan of Sorceress, but really liked Pale Communion. Feel middling about Watershed, but do like Heritage. And Ghost Reveries is still my favorite. So there's all that. Hey, Jordan Best, you got Octopath Traveler for $10 at Walmart. Was that recently, like, and you haven't played it yet, or back in the day, Will is dead? I'm still sad that he wasn't able to come to PAX because it would have been fun to hang out with Will. Just saying. But, you know, babies are pretty important, so makes sense. So there's that. But yeah, Jordan, did you? Oh, having fun so far. Oh, so you just picked it up. It sounds like nice. I really enjoyed it. I mean, if you're into like classic turn-based RPGs, then like it's pretty much it's a classic turn-based RPG. It's got some extra stuff going on with it that I did enjoy. And like I think the one thing I'll say about it is like as long as you're still having fun, keep playing it. But there are the 8 different paths to where you don't have to finish all of those if you don't want. So like at some point you can just call whatever you want a stopping point. I mean, I finished all of them and I felt happy about that. But then I know some other people that finished 2 or 3 of them or 4 of them or something that's like their main party and then, called it done. So I think that's super valid. Also, I assume is my input lag or latency between audio and video sunk up? Am I sunk up is what I'm trying to say. Synced up? I don't know. How's it going, Bob? What you up to these days? I don't know what I'm saying. Not these days, just today. What are you up to today? Did you have any fun coffee things? I've tried making fancy coffee things like you do. It turns out very poorly, so there's that. I'm jealous. That's all. No big deal. Yeah, but Will isn't dead, right? I think. Hey, beat him up. Never gonna live it down. Not even once. Jordan said, "Yeah, last Saturday Walmart had these crazy liquidation sales." Was that just your Walmart? Or, I mean, it's too late at this point for me anyway. And it's not like, I mean, I've got plenty of games to play. So Big Suck said it's a little off. Okay. Is it audio first or video first? And then I can adjust it a little bit in that case. I'm guessing it's still probably audio first. And then I'll push that back a little bit further. But we'll see. You made a lovely latte about an hour ago. I'm jealous. What type of coffee situation are you making? So I got Ashley an espresso machine for her birthday last year, and a bunch of Walmarts are in America. Well, I missed out, but I've got lots of games to play anyway, so I'm probably fine. But I'm glad you found a good game. That's good. Yeah, we got an espresso machine, and I don't even know what I'm making. Just latte stuff, I guess. I think that like frothing the milk is the part. Audio first. Cool. You guys are very helpful. Appreciate it. Mucho much. Yeah. So like, I mean, I don't know why I said that as if like it's that hard to do the espresso part of the coffee machine. So that part's, easy enough. But like frothing the milk, I think is the part that I'm just not doing that great at. But I also like don't really know what all should be made or could be made anyway, as far as lattes and coffee drinks and stuff like that go. So I just try stuff sometimes, but it's pretty much the same old at this point. Also, like we use almond milk and oat milk because Ashley is a little bit lactose intolerant. Yeah, I figured it was. Bob said, yeah, honestly, frothing the milk is the hardest part, especially for the latte. Yeah. I feel like I just make it hot, Like I get steamed milk. So that's good because then it's a latte that's not iced. That works, so that's cool. But actually like getting it to have some kind of consistency is, and I read somewhere that like maybe you should be using more like whole milk. I don't really know. So I'll probably just never make good coffee drinks and just make bad ones, and I'm fine with that, honestly. We'll see. So people said some stuff, but it was in-store only. Going to places, you got to do that sometimes, I do wonder, I mean, this is not to be any kind of political, but like a little bit, I wonder how different, maybe the vaccine stuff just lines up with it well, but like, how different stuff is going to be now that Biden is president and things, and are we going to be more in lockdown than we were before, or just kind of same old? Interesting and curious to think. Bob said he uses oat milk and he likes it more than regular milk now. Yeah, it's good. Okay, there's things that I prefer some kinds of milks for, like cereal. I feel like I'm still a fan of regular milk for cereal. Like 2% just feels right for cereal, because almond milk to me especially makes stuff like, I like the flavor fine. It adds kind of an extra thing for some kinds of cereals, but it also makes it get soggy way faster, in my opinion. And that's not very fun. So, yeah, so I kind of prefer regular milk for those purposes. But for, coffee stuff, I mean, almond milk definitely has like a specific flavor. Oat milk has more like less of a flavor and more of a just kind of nice smooth texture or something. So that's cool, but I haven't messed around with it a whole lot to really know things. I'm always like half jealous and half thankful of people that are like aficionados of things, because it, like coffee or beer or whiskey or whatever, like on one hand it means that you know a lot of things, you know what you like, and that's good. On the other hand, like, I don't know, that feels like a bit of a burden sometimes. Like, not everybody that's an aficionado on something. Pat Green said sheep milk is where it's at. Is that, I mean, I know that's technically a thing because all mammals have milk, pretty sure. But can you actually buy that somewhere? But yeah, I know not everybody who's an aficionado about something is therefore a snob about it. Like, the two aren't, are mutually exclusive, aren't mutually exclusive. I don't remember how to use that. But that definitely happens a lot. My mom is all about tea and then has become a tea snob. So again, it's good that she knows what she likes, but if she drinks a tea that's bad, that I, as less of a tea snob, would be fine with, and she wouldn't, then that's, I don't know, more pressure. My parents are big whiskey fans, like Scotch whiskey specifically. That's all peaty and stuff, which didn't even know peaty was a word for a while about whiskey, but now I do. And man, I mean, I live in the South, so bourbon is the kind of whiskey, that's here, which is like, it burns kind of, but it's smoother and stuff like that. I don't know. And the peaty whiskeys kind of taste like dirt a little bit, for anybody who doesn't know, and or like a smoky kind of something or other. And I was with them a couple of weeks ago, and they brought a single malt Scotch whiskey that said it was lightly peaty, and I drank it, and I was like, this is drinking smoke and fire in my face. And they and to them it was like a super neutral and soft one, which is Bob said coffee is a lot like whiskey. At a certain point, it all tastes the effing same. Yeah. I feel you. I feel like a lot of things end up being like that, so it's fun. Pat Green said, I haven't tried it, but it's at my grocery store. It's good. Yeah, it's fine. Worth a shot, I guess. I haven't actually tried oat milk in cereal, I don't think. Like, we get more almond milk than we do oat milk. So, that stuff. Oh, Alec before said, you want to pull the milk down so you hear a papering, tearing-esque sound for about 3 seconds, then push the wand back into the milk so it makes a sort of whirlpool. Okay, so I've tried doing it essentially like that, but I think I'm just not doing it right, because I've read instructions within those. I think yours are more like, you did a better job explaining it than some other things have. But I'm just, not doing a great job. I think like getting the right angle or whatever so it makes the whirlpool right is probably a thing. But how did this become the coffee cult? Again, Bob, you're infectious. Yeah. So there's that. What a fancy people, says. Quite fancy. Yeah, anything that like is an acquired taste is always starts out with a question, I think, like, do you care about acquiring the taste for it? Because if not, like, that was me for a long time with coffee, was I didn't like coffee and I didn't care about liking coffee. And then there was a time that I was doing intermittent fasting, which means that like pretty much you're only eating within a certain amount of time, and the rest of the time you're not trying to have any calories or whatever. And while I was doing that, like pretty much breakfast until like midway through the afternoon, I wasn't specifically eating anything. And I wanted to drink something warm to like warm me up because our office was super, super cold. And I didn't want to drink like green tea or black tea or whatever. Like just doesn't feel warm in the same way that like hot chocolate does or like coffee does. And you can't drink hot chocolate, obviously, if you're fasting. So, so I tried coffee and I just got over it after a while. But prior to that, like I really had no reason to want to like coffee, That's definitely a thing. Bob said, I recently learned the whirlpool should be going down into the milk, not circling around the jug horizontally, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense. I think my brain's exploding a little bit. Going down, I'll have to look at it because it's breaking my head to think about it. But I'm sure you're right. That's funny. So yeah, hey, here's this. I got I don't know why I said I tuned my guitar to a new tuning that I thought was fun, but I'm going to have to change it tomorrow. So here's this not me playing a specific thing, but I'll start again. If you play guitar, there's like a standard tuning. That's the standard tuning that like most guitarists have or whatever. But sometimes people will tune it to something slightly different. So if you watch somebody like Andy McKee or Don Ross or Khaki King or some people like that, there's probably maybe more mainstream. I mean, those ones are pretty mainstream, but they typically like will play with their strings tuned to different things, so that like if you play the same chord shape, it'll be it would end up being something different. So all that said, here's this fun tuning. Here's instead of the normal one, it sounds like this, which is very nice and pretty, and I like it a lot. But I have a guitar lesson tomorrow, so I'm going to have to change it. But I'm just going to doodle around while I answer questions now instead. Big Suck asks, I forget, do you play any Animal Crossing? And I did for a while, like at the beginning of it, and then I pretty much finished. Like my island, I think is made. I don't think it can't be at 5 stars anymore because I've left it deserted for so long. But there was a time that I came back and it must have stayed at 5 stars for at least a couple of weeks before the weeds got mad and all that stuff. And because I had a bunch of the Lily of the Valleys just pop up after I was done playing, because I had only had like 3, I think, while I was playing, and then I stopped, and now I've got like 6 that are on my island. But I did happen to log in yesterday for the first time since I made a video a while ago that was about Animal Crossing, and where I showed my island and the fact that I'd been gone for a while. So yeah, I haven't played in a long time, but my wife still plays a whole lot, and so that's I kind of experience it through her. But it was kind of fun to go back, and the hard thing is I just don't have any goals really with my island now, so I don't have any reason to go in and want to play. Whereas when I went in yesterday, I don't think she ever did it. But I was like, hey, Ashley, you don't have your basement because you haven't paid off that mortgage to get your basement. And I'd like for you to be able to have your basement if you want it, so you can decorate it and have fun, because she enjoys that. But I think she just didn't want to pay the whole, 1.25 million bells or whatever. So I was like, I'm just going to I'm going to craft a bunch of stuff, sell a bunch of stuff, give you a bunch of bells so that you can do that. So it was kind of fun having a goal and like getting a bunch of resources and stuff. But then I did that, and I don't think she's bought the basement thing yet. And I'm probably not going to log in again for a whole time. I just read Pat's comment. Okay, so we're talking about, like, think your toilet flushing versus stirring a pot of soup. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, I mean, I guess that would make it a whirlpool, like, instead of just it moving around or whatever. That's interesting. Oh, but okay, but Bob was saying that it should not be like a toilet flushing. Okay, then I don't understand what it's supposed to look like. But Pat said skip the middleman and throw the coffee into the toilet, which, I mean, hey, let's do it. Let's throw coffee into the toilet. If you don't like it, that's fine. You just aren't welcome here. So get out of here, AJ. I don't know if AJ's even still here. Big suck. Yeah, I feel like Animal Crossing is just one of those games. I think so too. I've been thinking about, there's a lot of video topics here's the inside scoop. There's a lot of video topics that I'd like to make videos on, and I know AJ and I would both like to make videos on, but we just know for a fact, like there's some videos that we make and they don't get a whole lot of reception and people don't click on them that much, and that's fine. But it's like the possibility, like, maybe people would be interested in this. But there's some topics that I just know for sure no one's going to click on it, and so it's just going to be hard to like justify making it a video topic. But the main thought that I have there is for Animal Crossing, I think there could be things that they could do that would bring a lot of people back that felt like they'd finished with it. But a lot of it has to do with goals, like something that was good about Animal Crossing New Horizons, maybe as compared to previous games, but was also kind of like a two-sided sword, double-edged sword, that's the one, was the fact that it did a really good job at having progression. Again, I haven't played what the man saying. Oh, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to noodle around. Yeah, so it had really good progression, which is good because then it feels like you're always getting something done. But then at some point, as soon as the progression stops, then it feels worse to be in the game because you're lacking the thing that you had before. Whereas I think with the other games, there was less of a sense of progression, in which case it felt more normal for it to be just kind of like little bits of stuff here and there. I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't played previous ones. Hello, GBR47. How's it going? You said hi. So that's the thing. I think like if they did a really big update or pay DLC or something like that, and you could honestly like an Eventide Island from Breath of the Wild kind of feel where you start over from scratch artificially, not on your main island, or a new game plus as mentioned in a video before, but something where they just give you an opportunity to have progression again, I think could be something that would get people back in. I don't think honestly stuff like people talk about Brewsters or whatever. I don't really know the full extent of what Brewsters is, other than KK comes and hangs out there and he plays some songs and stuff. But I don't know that. I mean, I wouldn't log back in because there's now a place where KK Slider's going to play songs, So it really would have to be something substantial. But I also think that's probably going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of paid DLC or free big update with the amount they've sold, but something that makes the game feel different in the same way kind of as swimming did, but not really, because I just don't think that quite did it. So there's that. Alex said, I never went over 3 stars. LOL. It just never budged. I think, there's a really specific set of things I think that need to be done to get it past that 3 stars. Like, I don't really know for sure, but like, I know Isabel was mad at me for having too many trees for a while. So that's a thing. I had to get rid of those. But I think also one of the things I'd heard is having items built or furniture or whatever on all the quadrants of the island. And Big Suck said Brewsters would be nice. It's just really a nostalgia piece. Yeah, totally. I think there's definitely things that it's like, for this to feel like a full Animal Crossing, they still need to eventually bring some of these things in. But again, I just don't think they're going to be things that are going to suck everybody in at the same time, which is fine. What were we talking about? The 3 stars. Yeah, I think you need to have something on like all of the quadrants, and that's something that I randomly happened to have because I just decorated a bunch of random spots. So I think that helped out my island pretty well. And then there were some areas where like I had a lot of flowers planted or something, and that was, one of the things. But I'm pretty sure every time you go talk to Isabel and ask her about the rating of your island, she'll give a suggestion of something to do on your island that if you do all those things, that should bring you up to 5 stars. But I don't really know for sure. GBR says, I want an update where Tortimer takes you to a city on a cruise. That would be cool. Yeah, I think so. Okay, exactly. Something like that. In that city, you would see old Animal Crossing NPCs. I think something along those lines would definitely work, where you're leaving where you are. Because, like, right now, you can fly to the other islands, and that's nice. To the, little islands. And those are... and you mine them of their resources, but that's different from building something else up. So, it could even be something where like it brings you to a city that you have less control over than your own island, but you have collaborative control, kind of like Minecraft. I don't know what it's called, but like, you can have a server on Minecraft with some other people where you all share responsibilities and do things and stuff. And there can be some rules around that, or I don't know, but something along those lines where like an island is away from somewhere. It's a getaway from something. So theoretically you could get away or unget away to whatever that place is, a city or, something along those lines. So I think that would be an organic way for sure to to make that all work out. So I agree. Here's Wonderball. Just kidding. Okay, here's a progression that for anybody who just popped in, I randomly have my guitar because it'll help fill spaces nicely because I don't have video games to be playing on here. This progression with this alternate tuning that I like, and I haven't figured out how to use it yet, but here it is. So I like this chord a lot. It's nice. What was I doing after that? Something like that. I like that progression. That's all. So. Yeah, that was bad. Cool. Things. Hey, Chum. I never have read your name out loud, I don't think. Chamushku. I see you comment all the time. Hello. It's nice to see you in here. But yeah, I don't know that I've actually read your name out loud, which is probably the case with a lot of our like regular subscribers. But hello. GBR said, I feel like a Mario Odyssey 2 or next 3D Mario game will release closer to the 2023 movie. Interesting. I thought it was a 2022 movie. Was it not? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it got pushed back, or if I'm just remembering it wrong. So I'm looking it up. Okay, it does look like it's plans to come in 2022, but to be perfectly honest, it says release date 16th of September 2022. I am definitely along the lines. I don't think it's probably going to come out till after that. As far as a Mario Odyssey 2 or 3D Mario game close to that, that's a very interesting idea. I kind of feel like one would come out before that, just because of one coming out before that. But at the same time, kind of depends. If they're not doing a Super Mario Odyssey 2, then, you know, they can kind of do whatever, I guess. And it, you know, how many years was it between 3D World and Mario Odyssey? It was 2017. So that was only like 4 years between those two games, right? Came out in 2013, I'm pretty sure. So if it was 4 years between those games, then like, I don't know. There's no precedent with a Nintendo. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Okay. Chimushku. I'm glad I got the name right. But Ben Griffiths said, seeing this makes me proud not to be an American. So glad I'm from England. I'm glad you're from England as well. What's the context of that? Just you're glad that you're not like me? That's fine. If that's what you mean. Or if you mean something different, I'm just not sure. So there it is. But in any case, I'm a big fan of the UK, as it were. No, so I mean, yeah, doesn't matter. Carrying on. Alex said, SMB, the movie, the game. Oh, I really am concerned, for what it's worth, about the Mario movie, because I just don't know how they're going to do it. You know what I mean? Pat Green said, okay, continuing the Mario thing. Pat Green said, Mario Galaxy 2 sold half as many titles as the first one. I think in terms of bang for buck, Odyssey 2 would be on a next gen. I mean, yeah, I still live with my mom. I don't, but that's okay. No, I mean, I'm very confused, Ben, what you're talking about, but I appreciate you writing in. Carrying on. Yeah, so Mario Galaxy 2, or Mario Odyssey 2, rather. I'm just curious. Things with that. Yeah, maybe they didn't enjoy Lizrin. Hey, Lizrin. Checking in to say hi. Sound is on point. Camera's on point. Good. Yes. I'm glad sound is right now, because it wasn't for a while. So thank you, everybody, for bearing with that. I'm glad it is now. White balance is off. I could see that for sure. Personality is fire. Thanks. Because I don't know. I was going to say something self-deprecating, but I couldn't think of the right thing. So stoked to see you play some games. Me too. So pretty much, for anybody who missed me saying it at the beginning, because there were like 3 people there at the time, was I've mostly figured out how to get gameplay going. The only thing I need to do, I think, and then I need to troubleshoot with this a bit, is getting the game audio going, because right now I had game visuals and I had me visuals, but I didn't, and I had me talking, but the game audio wasn't working. So I need to download something. But while I was streaming with OBS and all that stuff, my computer was going super slow. So there was no way I was going to be able to install a new program at the same time to be able to do that. So I'll try that after the fact. And then if that works fine, then I could maybe be streaming games at some point, which would be nice. I also reached out to Elgato customer support, but I don't know if they're going to be able to help any better than what I eventually was kind of able to figure out. So Alex said, John Leguizamo is the secret unlockable character. As the younger Luigi or as old Luigi now? Because that's the question. Pat Green. Beard is on point. Thanks, man. I don't know why I keep saying Pat, like your full name. It's just Pat. But I keep saying it. So there it is. I'm still very curious what Ben meant. It doesn't matter at all. But what am I planning to play on stream game wise? I don't know. So today I was gonna I happened to be playing a bunch of Breath of Fire 2 today, which it is really fun. Like I played it on GBA back in the day, and literally, I mean, I was 10. So almost 20 years ago now. Ugh, gross. Almost 20 years ago. Pat Green said, no, I'm Pat Green. Pat Green. Oh, just John himself, no Luigi. Okay, yeah, I'm down with that. So yeah, I've been playing Breath of Fire 2, so I was just going to play that because it was an easy one where in case the audio was off sync, it wouldn't be super obvious because, or in case there was any delays, like it's an RPG, so I don't have to react to anything in a specific amount of latency or time or anything. But otherwise, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll stream some of the games that we talk about on the podcast as well, like review codes that I got, something like that. So possibly that's what it'll be. But also curious what you guys would like to see, because that is important, obviously, is actually doing things that people enjoy. So if you have any suggestions, Big Suck, feel free to let me know. BOF is a series. Breath of Fire is a series I wish would get another shot. When was the last one? I feel like I looked it up, and Breath of Fire 5 or 6 or something, like it was mobile titles for a little while at the end. Is that right? Yeah, I feel like, all things considered, I feel like JRPGs are coming back pretty strong, So I mean, it would be great for it to happen. It is fun playing it. How many similarities I am still feeling to Golden Sun. I'm sure nobody expected me to go there, but it's different. Like Golden Sun's way better. There's things that game does specifically in terms of like puzzles and stuff, but graphics wise, like the sprites are very similar. Like, especially every time I see a chest sprite in Breath of Fire, I'm like, that's Golden Sun right there. What up, Rock and Val? How's it going? Hope you're good, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that stuff. But coming back, the Mario movie, I really don't know what they're gonna do. Just story wise, and like, is Charles Martinet is it going to be just like, it's me, and that's it? Or is it going to be like, I would like to tell you about the climate? Well, I don't know why that was. That was not any kind of Mario accent. No, we're just going to take that back. But I'm just curious. What do you guys think? I mean, if you were to make a Mario movie, how would you integrate those kinds of decisions of dialogue and story, and you know what I mean? Like, I watched the Angry Birds 2 movie for some reason at some point, and it was pretty good, but like there's a lot less that you have to kind of cram into that and make work, because it's just Angry Birds. Like there's not a ton of personalities already associated with that, so it's easy to just make it work. By making a regular movie and chucking in some of that's one of the characters' names, I think. Isn't the yellow one named Chuck? I think so. So you can make that work pretty easily, but I don't know for Mario. Like, there's so many things where, like, yeah, they've got a hard task ahead of them, as it were. Rock and Val said, I'm doing okay. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm good. Today was pretty relaxing, which is nice. We've got very random, just normal old day-to-day personal stuff. We've got a bunch of stuff in our garage that my wife and I, as many of you know, are working on adopting a baby. That's the plan. And that costs a lot of money. So one of the things that we did was have a big yard sale kind of a thing, that friends of ours donated things of theirs that they didn't want anymore, and then we sold those as well as things of ours. But having other people donate stuff made it, be bigger things. 7, hello. Is Parker actually live, or am I just seeing things because it's 5 a.m. and I've been awake since this time yesterday? Oh no, go to sleep. You need some sleep. But yeah, I'm live. Hello. So all that said, we've got stuff in our garage still from the yard sales that we did sell, like some of the bigger things that we kept to sell later. And so today I finally, like, it's been sitting in there for months at this point, like 3 or 4 months. And I finally got some of the things and started taking pictures of them to put them up on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something, a couple at a time. And so, yeah, that was one of the activities for today. But the problem is there's so much stuff in the garage that like and it's like all nice stuff, but it's just, kind of piled up there to where if I had somebody come by and look at something, I probably would want to bring it outside ahead of time to show it to them, because I don't really want them coming in my regular house, but also the garage has so much stuff in it that it would like hinder the sale value for them to see how much garbage is in it's not garbage, but it feels like that, when there's just a big pile of stuff, it feels like, it's all garbage things, but it's not. So it's a funny conundrum to be in, but can you be in a conundrum? I don't think so. To have. I own this conundrum. Pat said, did anyone else see the Dragon Quest movie? It's cheesy, but like it has to be. I thought it was pretty faithful to the material. We watched like the first half of that, I think. Ashley and I did, and yeah, at some point, I mean, it was good. I thought it was well done. I haven't played any Dragon Quest games, so I couldn't say how faithful it was, at the time, but I'm glad to hear that it is faithful. And I feel like I've heard other people say that as well. So that's, so you've got to be right if other people said it too, Pat. No, but I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, I think it was one of those where like it felt weirdly paced as somebody who didn't know what was going on, because it's a like dozens of hours long game having to be compacted down into an hour and a half or whatever it is. Oh, I think I just went offline. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm gonna keep. Okay, maybe I'm back. It seems like I was off for a minute. But okay, so Bob just sent me a picture. Am I still online? Are people still watching? I don't know. Let's find out. Yes, looks like it. So I don't know, but it did drop for a minute, so I wouldn't be surprised if something. In any case, I'll probably stop in just a little bit, to be honest, because I've been streaming here for about an hour, but to be perfectly honest, I've been going for, yes. I assume the yes means I'm back and that it dropped. I don't really know, but thank you, Big Suck. I appreciate, man, you've been an MVP, Big Suck, and just like, making this technical stuff work out and things. So good job. Oh, it didn't seem like we missed anything. All right, cool. Let me go back. So I probably will finish up in just a couple of minutes, but I'm going to go back and answer some of these other ones, or not answer, but just give thoughts on it or something. I don't know. Earlier, Big Suck said, I feel like it should be the same storytelling as Mario 3D Land. That's actually one I haven't played. I haven't played barely anything on 3DS because I own a 2DS and they're not very comfortable to play. So I haven't. And I got it literally 3 months before I got a Switch, because I got it Christmas of 2016. So it got replaced pretty quickly, which is fine. No, that's not even true, is it? I got it Christmas of 2015 and I just didn't play it a lot, I think is what ended up happening. Oh, now I feel a bit bad. Oh, well. So I didn't play Super Mario 3D Land, so I'm curious if you feel like expounding on that, go for it, because I'd like to know the same storytelling as Mario 3D Land, like what that means in movie form. But Alex said, the idea of Mario speaking actual sentences is weird, but him just making sounds or saying one word sounds not great. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I just don't know what the middle ground is. Or is there middle ground? Should there be middle ground? Like, they would have to do really clever script writing for it to feel natural for him to not say much. And I don't love that, and especially because he has a voice, they can't easily change it and have it be something else, but it'll feel like Pikachu talking sort of a thing if he if he talks in his regular Mario voice. So it's a tricky situation. Whereas I feel like Link, is a silent protagonist, but not for really any good reason, in my opinion. Like I appreciate the goal of like they're trying to let you play as a character and stuff, but like I feel like that's not a cop out, but just like that doesn't matter as much as they're giving it credit for. I think it's easy enough to still play as the character and feel like it's you. There's a fancy word for that I'm not thinking of right now because public speaking. But that you're embodying that character or something like that, even if they talk. I feel like Shulk or Rex or something is the example I've gone to a couple of times in Xenoblade. It still feels like I'm playing as Rex or anybody else, but Alex, yep, that's how we get John Leguizamo back, is from Pat Green's idea of the End of the Spider-Verse style approach. There you go. Yeah, it's Jumpman, it's Mario from the movie, and it's Mario from the TV show or whatever. Man, the Mario show is what a trip that is. But yeah, I really would like there to be a Zelda TV show or Zelda something, like a Zelda anime adventure or Zelda movie or whatever. I feel like probably has to be animated because it would be, I just don't know how well it would translate. It would feel like I haven't seen the not Sword Art Online, the Full Metal Alchemist movie, but there's a Full Metal Alchemist movie, and it feels really weird to see the characters like try to look like themselves in real life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it just went from like Lara Croft Tomb Raider or something like that being in 2D, and not in 2D, but like in very early polygonal 3D and stuff like that. Going from that to real person feels fine because it's like, what does this person even really look like? But now that we've got more, I don't know, realistic, not really, but like, we've got Link looking Linky, like more kind of realistic than he used to. The jump would be awkward, I feel like. So I feel like it's got to be an animated thing, but I don't know, maybe not. Could be wrong. The Super Show, that's the one. Alec, thank you. Sec KC says, but do we really need a Mario movie? I mean, the obvious answer is no, because we don't need any of this stuff. But I do think that that there's a market still to be tapped into that like Pokemon taps into that Mario just doesn't. Because to get into Mario, there's lots of different media things already, but the earliest engagement that they have with kids especially is visual material that's not actually games. So there's definitely an audience that they'd like to indoctrinate as early as possible, even if their parents don't play the game, so that it routes in that direction instead of the other way around. And I'd like a Mario movie for me just because it would be fun to see that, but it also could be really awful, so maybe I wouldn't like it. Maybe they know, maybe you know best and you're right and we shouldn't have it. Yep. So I see. Yeah. Fat Green says 3D, 8-bit, 16-bit baby all represented. It would be, if it's all animated, yeah, that works. Seven said, I just don't want to fish out a water story like the Sonic movie. I liked that, but I want to see Mario and his pals in the Mushroom Kingdom. Yes, 100% agree. Like, not do I'm just repeating what you said, but not do like Mario showed up in New York. What's he gonna do in New York? Because that's not fun. Nobody wants that. Instead, do Mario in his regular context, or I don't know. He and some other people could be in another world, maybe, but it still has to be not our world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see that, like Mario plus Rabbids. controversial example and stuff. But they're not in the Mushroom Kingdom quite in Mario Plus Rabbids. Like the Peach's Castle is there, and there's some other stuff going on, and there's a lot of characters from the Mushroom Kingdom. But it does a good job of doing both, where it's something else, but it's also a lot of the same things. But yeah, if it's like Mario and Luigi and Peach show like an Enchanted situation, which I mean that's a great movie, but for Mario that's not what I want. If them showing up in our world is what's happening, I don't really want that. So agreed. Seven said Zelda would be a better movie because it had more of a story, but again, they'd need to think if they want Boy Zelda to talk. Yeah. Agreed. I think it wouldn't be as hard of a jump to have Boy Zelda talk. However, the story bit, I think they always do have more stories, so that's good. What I wouldn't want is them to do a retelling of any of the stories, but do a fully new story, just because that's just not fun. Like, it's more fun to watch a new thing than to watch a movie version of an old thing. So, yeah. I mean, or maybe if it's a TV show, then they could go through several of the stories, do a like show adaptation of some of them. But I think the thing is, like, I just like the world of Zelda, and so it would be fun watching the world of Zelda in a TV show kind of context. But I don't necessarily want a TV show that is trying to be a game, and I think that was the thing that was difficult a little bit for watching the Dragon Quest movie as somebody who didn't play it, was not knowing the references. It felt a lot like I can tell this was a boss and this is a something, and I wouldn't specifically like that. Like The Witcher did a good job of not really doing that. Like there were definitely some bits that were kind of like that were sort of bosses or whatever, but more so it was just story things, and then like some enemy that he had to fight at some point. And it was part of a quest, not just like a boss. So that's the thing that I'd like Zelda to do. Big Suck said the storytelling of 3D Land was like after each world you beat, you would find a winged envelope that Bowser would leave behind with a photo of what he's been doing while he's 2 steps ahead of you. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be cool. I would love, like, do that, and then, I mean, again, haven't played the game, so maybe it does this, but have, like, a twist at some point where he thinks he's 2 steps ahead of you, and then you catch up, and then I want to see, I always like when you have to team up with a bad guy in these kinds of things, especially when stories are kind of overdone. So, like, in Breath of the Wild 2, I think it would be really cool if for the first time ever, the powers of the Triforce worked concurrently against something or other. I don't really know. But that Link, Zelda, and Ganon, whatever, who, I mean, it seems like it's Ganondorf, will do something together, fight a big bad guy. Don't know what that is, but that would be fun for that to happen, and for there to be motivation where there's character change and, there's more arcs and stuff like that. So similarly with Bowser, I always think it's fun when Bowser's on the good guys team, and like that in Bowser's Fury in a little bit, that Bowser Jr.'s on your team, and I mean, it's in trailers, so it's not a spoiler and it already came out. But Paper Mario, at some point, Bowser Jr. and Kamek are on your team as well. So that's just, those are always fun to have to see people flip-flop and, like, are they good, are they bad? I always call them the, I can't remember. So I guess I don't always call them. At some point I called them, there was a character in, some J.J. Abrams show that I'd say something like that about, but whatever. There it is. All right, a couple more questions, and then I think I'm going to log off. SetKC said, well, we had an Emoji Movie, and there was a Rubik coming as well. Oh, yeah, I heard not good things. I'm hoping for more inspired by the Paper Marios. That'd be a fun show, actually, too, because, I mean, with all the, like, jokes and stuff, I don't know, could be neat. And we had a Kirby TV show, and Kirby never spoke a word. Oh, okay. Good job then, Kirby. they did it. They did the writing. They successfully did the thing. Well, everybody, y'all are fantastic. I think I'm going to log off and head towards bed in a little bit after, not bed before that and then bed. But thank you so much for hanging out for a while. Let me know if this is something that you'd enjoy again in the future. If I can't figure out how to, I'm pretty close to figuring out the game thing. This is definitely more manageable that I could do it on a whim without any issues because I don't have to uproot my dock. Like, that's a dumb thing, but like just doing that is, a bit of a thing. So let me know if that's something that you'd like to be done in the future. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to tell people that they're nice, That's what I always say. Alrighty. Bye, everybody.